Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how a little bit of an introduction to the STALKER SDK, or specifically the IXRay STALKER SDK. And today I'll be showing you how to edit an existing multiplayer map to be used in single player, and we can do what you see right here. So press key and key to play. I'll basically be showing you how to do this. This this video is very ad-libbed and unprepared, and it didn't have a script, so I apologize if anything was wrong. This video will be split into two parts. The first part is completely optional. I just kind of just wanted to include it because it was for no reason. If you need to edit the SDK source code for whatever reason, I didn't have to do it, but if you're someone who wants to do it, if you know how to even work this stuff out, the first part will just be showing you how to compile the SDK, and the second part will just be showing you an intro to the SDK. I'll be showing you a few tools about I'll be showing you like the edit tools and like how to move around, stuff like that, and we'll be creating a map. Well, we're not really creating. We'll be porting an existing multiplayer stalker map into call it Pripyat right here, as you can see here. Oh, your goodness. So let's get started. Hello everyone. In this first part, I'm going to show you how to build the source code in the IXRay engine right here, IXRay engine 1.6. It's much easier than other. Well, it's not as easy. It's pretty easy though. So the first thing you want to do is you want to follow the instructions right here, and it says for building the source code of this engine, you want oops. Yeah, for building, yeah, sorry. You want Visual Studio 2022 Community Edition, you want Git, and you want CMake. So once you have all these downloaded, let's first open up Visual Studio 2022 Community Vision right here. Visual Studio 2022. And once you have it open, just you want to download these things right here, MFC and Windows SDK, Visual Studio Installer. You want to open this, I apologize. And so what it means by downloading these right here is these are specific libraries that you have to download. So let's modify this, I think. Yep, here we go. So these are all the libraries and workloads you have to download. It first wants you to download MFC, which is a C++ MFC for x86 and x84. I'm going to see if it's in here somewhere. It's probably, yeah, you want to download Modern Desktop with C++. So we want to probably download this. And Windows SDK 10.01. So yeah, just to download an MFC, you just want to click this desktop workload. And Windows SDK 10.0 is, I think it's in individual components maybe. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, looks like, I think this is the correct one. Windows SDK, Windows 10 SDK, this specific version. Just here's everything I have right now. Individual components. Here's all the stuff I have. install details, all these right here for individual components. A lot of these are actually useless, and I downloaded them for another engine that I was having a tough time installing. Wish I could fully expand the names of them, but this is what I have. And so once you do that, you can now fire up Visual Studio 2 2022 and start building the source code. So to build the source code, you first want to go to the IXRay engine page right here. You want to go to the latest releases right here, and you want to basically clone this repository. So open up CMD, hit CD desktop, and git clone git clone. Oops. You want to follow the instructions right here for building git clone, and then you type this right here. And as you'll see on your desktop, you'll see it firing up. There we go. Looks like everything's downloaded. Now the step I recommend doing next is using CMake build right here. You want to use CMake with console. So the first thing you want to do is CD. You want to change your change directory to the path of this folder right here. So CD. There we go. And once you're in it, you can now use the CMake. So CMake preset, and let's just copy. It'll pop up with a help window once you if you get it wrong. So yeah, these are the no such preset. Here are the available presets. For the SDK, you want to have editors, x64 Windows. So you want CMake preset editors x64 Windows. And once it does that, while that's going, you may notice that a new file opened up in Yep. It will have build all the files into build x64 editors windows. So we can now open that up. So go open the build. I think you can close this out of this now. Build x64 editors window, and you'll now have all these files right here. And to build the solution, you want to open up IXRay.sln, which is the Visual Studio solution. So open that up. No. And now you'll be shown this screen right here. And for my case, I want to have the editors and debug version of IXRay. So there's 3 versions. There's debug, which has a lot of debug tools. Release, which is, I'm guessing, like in release, which is like the engine version that like mods use, like that mods use for the end user. So this is like the version that the end users for a mod play. And then release with the dev info, I'm not sure what that is, but for my case, I'm just going to use debug because it all have a lot of debug tools that I can use. So put it to debug. x64 is the only option, and you want to start build solution. Right here, you want to press the build and build solution, and it'll basically start. We'll start building it. It may take a little while. And I hope nothing catastrophically goes wrong, because I swear to God, it's so inconsistent about how everything works. Error list. Yep, these are normal errors that I've seen. Keep going. Just gotta wait. Please don't make an error. Please don't make an error. I once had to restart my computer to fix an error, which I have no clue how that was caused, because compiler, I don't know, who knows. So if you're getting a strange errors, maybe restart your computer. Or if the more likely scenario is that if you're getting errors, you didn't correctly install the packages that you need to build it. Right here, MFC and Windows at 10 SDK. You may need to download something else for it to be building. So it looks like it's almost built everything without creating errors. Warnings are good, errors are bad, so don't get any errors. It does take quite a while. God. Oh, yeah. Those are some nasty errors. I haven't seen any of them before. They're just warnings, so hopefully they're alright. Very, 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 very few of you will be building solutions for this, so this is, most of you will not be building some source code. So, I think I'm not sure what to do here. Just reload all. So it looks like everything got out correctly. If you succeeded, it should be 33 succeeded and 1 will be skipped. That's all.build. So you'll have the all_build 1 skipped. So looks like it did it correctly. We can now close out of this. And once you go and inside of here, you'll now see a bin file. And look, we have all the new most of the required files for the SDK to work. So there you go. You may need to build other components for the SDK to work, but these are the ones for editors. So yeah, I just wanted to show that if anyone wanted to make SDK changes, because I highly doubt any of you ever watching this video will need to do that, but whatever. I just want to show it. So we can just delete that, because because for most of you, you'll probably just be using a pre-existing SDK instance. So we're not using the official SDK 0.7 for Call of Pripyat. We are using the new and improved IXRay SDK right here. So in the description, so that's basically it for this part 1. In the next part, I'll basically show you how to get the SDK up and running, and that's about it. See you in the next part. Hello everyone. In part 2 of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up the SDK. So in the last part, we obviously built the source code. We built the SDK. What's the word? Files from the source code. Most of you won't be doing that. I just showed it because it was kind of a pain for me to figure out. because I had to modify something else in the source code to get something else working. In this part, we're going to get the SDK up and running from from an already existing instance. So in the description of this video, I'm going to give you a few files that are important to compile a map and do everything today. The first one is you'll need two of these files right here. GSC backup HH hard drive until 2009 and SDK instances and compiler. So this one is hosted on a mega website, which has a download limit, which sucks. This one I'll just be hosting on Google Drive. So let's to start, we can open up this SDK instances and compiler. So you'll have two versions of this. You'll have SDK 1.1 instance 1. This is a instance that where I didn't modify anything. It just completely vanilla. The instance 2 is one that I didn't modify. I just added more stuff into the raw data. But for our cases, we're going to be extracting these two right here. So here we go. Click on these. Now this is probably going to take a long time, but if it does, I'll probably just skip it until it extracts. It doesn't look like it's taking too long. Looks like they extracted. Now we can open up these. So the differences between SDK old and SDK 1.21 is this instance I created myself, and this is an instance I found online that I think it runs an older version of IXRay engine SDK. But I'm going to include it just in case this one doesn't work for whatever reason. This one probably was created by a more professional user. So we're going to so another thing I also included is fs.ltx, which is required for the instance to work. So it's right here. Don't go modifying the file names right here as well, because there's a lot of cache that requires this name. So if I change it right here to just A, if I retry it and try opening it up again, it'll probably give a crash. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it didn't crash. That's surprising. Just don't go renaming the files, because I do remember there was a few conflicts with me renaming the files. So, well, that was embarrassing. Its next part is you want to open up this instance 1, and we now have to learn about something called raw data. So raw data is basically all the files that the SDK uses to it's all the basically it's basically like a database of everything that can be used by the SDK to create maps and such. So if we look at the raw data right here, it has folders for all types of stuff that you're able to place around in the SDK and stuff. So this is where this GSC backup comes from. If you open it up right here, you'll notice that it has a lot of SDK materials. The three ones that we're interested in today are Pripyat terrains, objects, and maps and terrains. So I guess we could just extract all these right here. There we go. So in this video, I'm going to be creating a map, well, at least more like editing an existing map to show you how, like what kinds of errors you can get when trying to build a map. So inside of here, you can see raw data, and if you look inside like Call of Pripyat maps and terrains, it'll probably have, it'll have all these levels that are used in the raw data. As you can see, like levels. There you go. That's one piece. Let's look at this one right here. Raw data, objects, levels, final multiplayer, IXRay, a lot of information. Call paper, raw data. This probably has more information, more files. So yeah. So it looks like this looks like it's the raw data for the Call of Pripyat SDK. So if you wish to, you could just simply download all this right here, which is what we're probably going to do. Raw data, objects, and we're just going to import all this stuff. There we go. These files. There's a shit ton of files in here, so it may take a while. It's also very large. It's also a really big. There's also a lot of them, and they're really big file sizes, so it may take a while to move everything. If it takes too long, I'm just going to skip ahead. Or unless it crashed for whatever reason. That's concerning. There we go. So once that's done, as you can see, there a lot of stuff was ported. For our case, we are going to be multiplayer. We are going to be editing a map called MP Training Camp, and it doesn't look like it was included in this file. Yep. Doesn't look like it was here. Yep. Let's look at another file and see if we can find it. Terrain. This doesn't look like it. Keep this in mind though. It's pretty important. Is it maybe levels? Final multiplayer. Yeah, this looks like the one we're after. In this case, you also want to import the scenes object right here. So objects, scenes. Looks like it has everything. Import that. I'm guessing these are all the textures that are required to load the map in the SDK. I don't think that's the case. Levels. Do we have all the levels? We now want to import all these levels. we go. So that was useless, what we just did a few seconds ago. Alright, I think we're now set to open up what we want to modify. So in our case, we're going to be specifically going after this level right here, MP training camp.level. Where was that located? Let me see. Raw data levels. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, it looks like it was included right here in this file right here. Call it prep. Yeah, we're going to be modifying this level right here, MP training camp.level, into a map that we're able to play in single player. And I'll show you all the errors that I got when trying to create this level, so if you encounter them again, you could just do what I fixed. So to start, all we have to do is open up the level editor, and if you did it correctly, everything went smoothly, it should automatically open up. There we go. And the thing I like to do is I like to combine everything into a single bar right here. There we go. Now, there's a lot of information online about how to use the regular SDK, which is SDK version 0.7, which is used for Call of Pripyat. But this is the IXRay SDK, which there's not a lot of info about, so I'm just going to show you a little bit. So right here, we can start by pressing File, Open, and you want to go to your SDK folder, go to Raw Data, Levels, and in our case, we want to open up MP training camp.level. This may take a while. Is everything okay? No, I really do not want... Oh my god. MP training camp.level. This doesn't seem to be the correct level, considering it's only 4 kilobytes. Let's delete this and go to Final Multiplayer and grab this file right here, MP training camp, and MP training camp file right here. Let's just copy them and paste them in the raw data folder right here, levels. Everything's going wrong. Just like that. And MP training camp, copy. There we go. Looks like it was only 2 kilobytes. Let's now try opening it again. There we go. Okay, it works now. So once you move in, you're able to move by pressing. I'm going to show this on the screen right now. You want? I hope I remember. You want to move by pressing Shift, and by pressing Shift and left click, and this is to move around like this. To move up and down, you want to press Shift and right click on your mouse, which moves you up and down, and you're able to move by moving your mouse this way. And you're able to change direction by holding Shift and pressing both mouse buttons, so left and right click, and you're now able to move. It's very backwards and annoying, but I guess you'll just have to get used to it. So there we go. So there's a lot of stuff on this map right here, but most of it's pretty useless because it isn't going to be loaded when you load into the single player map. So there's a few things that you have to keep in mind. So there's one option. There's one thing that you will not be using in the IXRay SDK, which is the compile button. We're going to be using another compile program to compile the maps. So for right now, the only thing you want to keep keep in mind is the make button. So make all. So don't press this button right here, build and make, because you'll never be able to just build the building will never work. But I guess you can just press build and make if it's easier. So let's just try building this map. Let's just try building it. So let's go to a certain area. Where did I place the map? Yeah, right here. This is where I did all my shenanigans. Let's try building it. And make sure to read the log. So let's build a make. Validation failed. Validation failed. Invalid scene. Validate. Does not contain HOM objects. So what is a HOM object? A HOM object is I'm going to be showing you the formal definition from another person right here, but it's an object that basically improves performance in game. And the game this SDK isn't able to build anything unless it has a HOM object in the map. So we're just going to be adding a dummy HOM object into our map. So let's just go out here and just build a HOM object. So how do you place down a HOM object? So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to edit mode. And this is basically where you're able to change all the this is basically all of your like tool sets that you're able to use. So if you press scene objects right here, let's plus AI map. As you can see in our object tools, it'll change. So if we press edit mode again, scene objects, you'll have different object tools every time we switch like tool sets. There we go. So to make a HOM object, I think you need to go to is it scene object or is it spawn element? I think it's spawn element. And once you're in spawn element, you'll be able to see this edit group items right here. And I think HOM objects are located in where are HOM objects related? Give me a second. 1 second. I'm going to find out how to where the HOM objects are. If I remember my my pause keybind. Okay, so I think I'm back. And there we go. I'm back. So I was wrong. As you can tell, this video is very ad-libbed. So I had so where it was is HOM objects are located in objects, detail. No, not detail. You can find the objects in the library editor right here. So library editor. They're in statics. All right. I already forgot. They're in statics right here, and they're in. So you want to go to the content browser right here. They're in raw data, objects, statics, and they're in fake object section right here. Where's fake object, and as you can see, fake OOC. Where's fake items? Oh, also before I do anything, if you want to change the keybinds for anything, you're able to change the window size by going near the edge and clicking your mouse and doing this. And as you can see, it's a little all these things are truncated right here, and you're able to change the size of them by going right here, seeing the little move icon pop up, and you're now able to move the window sizes for everything. So I just wanted to say that before we moved on. But editor preferences, you're able to change like a lot of keybinds for anything. So if you want to like add, select, move, you're able to make keybinds for a lot of different actions. So yeah, the preferences right here. So yeah, so object library you want to go to, and it's right here, fake OOC. Let's go to object content browser. So fake object, wherever fake object is located. Yeah, fake object and fake OOC. And we're able to just drag this into the map right here. So as you can see, we just dragged it, and the fake OOC is located right here. I think it's an invisible object. Yeah, well, it's not invisible. Yep, right there. So now we just place the dummy fake. We just place the dummy OOC so that the map can compile. So we can go back to our main map right here, and we can now try building it again. So let's go right here. Now let's try building it again. Log. So the first error was it didn't contain HOM objects. We can now build it again. Validation failed. Invalid scene. So what is the error right here? Yep, here's all the so here's all the errors right here. There is no texture. So we need to find it's not able to build because it's missing all these textures. So validate scene object failed, validation failed. You can also validate by going to scene, validate, and if there's anything wrong, it'll give you it'll tell you why it failed validating. Validation failed and valid scene because it's missing all these textures. So let's fix that. These are probably things that we forgot to add into the raw data, or more exactly the game data of our SDK folder. So let's minimize this for now. Actually, let's make sure to save this. And keep it back up if you wish. So let's minimize it. Now let's find all of the textures we were missing, which all the textures were related to the file LOD. So let's go through our hard drive data to see if we can find anything related to LOD. So as you can see, it's missing files and game data textures LOD. If we go to in our SDK folder, if we go to game data textures, we're obviously missing the file LOD, or at least it's missing a lot of the stuff related to it. So yeah, so there's no LOD file right here. So let's look through our files right here and see if we can find it. So this doesn't look like it. Call it Pripyat, resources, game data, textures. Look, it's right here. This probably contains everything we need. So let's just plop it back into the game data. Hooray! All right, so once that's in, let's try validating it again. Let's open the level editor. Let's try building it again, or we can just validate it. It'll probably still validate failed. It looks like we probably have to restart the level. We probably have to restart the IXRay SDK so it's able to recognize the new stuff that we added. I think there is a command that allows you to reinitialize, like grabbing everything, like reload maybe. Did that work? Validation failed. Yep. No, let's just restart. Let's just restart the SDK. So bin level editor. let's open up our training camp level. And we can now try validating it again. Oh, looks like it started working. Oop, detailed. It looks like it did work this time. It was able to recognize the textures and it started making it, but we ran into another error. Detail objects export failed. So as you can see, if we try validating it, it'll say validated is okay, but as you can see, we ran into another error right here. Detail objects export failed. So what the hell are detail objects? So before it's able to make a map, before it's able to make a map, you have to add detail objects. You don't technically have to. If you look this up on the internet right here, you'll find a forum post where you're able to make it without the detail objects by just going up to compile, make details, and as you can see, it failed because there's no details to export. But you're able to make everything separately. So if you just want to make game right here, you're able to making it finished. It looks like it did it without problem. But if we're able to make all, then it just fails. Yep, detail objects export failed. Again, don't worry about this compile thing right here. We'll deal with that later. So, yeah. So we need to add details. So I'm going to be showing you how to add those details. So to start, we want to... basically want to... detail objects are related to this thing right here called... I'm quite confused about why it isn't popping up with another error. That is concerning. So let's just do this detail objects for now. You first want to make detail objects are related to this edit mode and then detail objects right here. So once you click on it, you'll see this little new object tools, and so basically how this works is that detail objects it relates to all the fauna around the map. So if you see like textures of grass all around a map, that's detail objects. You're not able to fix this error by just going to detail right here and placing down an item right here. This will crash it. So let's delete this. This will not work. This will not fix the issue. If we try building it again, we'll get a new error about how the engine shader is not compatible with the shader default shader. So you're not able to fix it by doing this. So let's delete this. That just causes another error. So we're able to make detail work by using this detail objects tool. So if we go to objects tool right here, I'll show you how to use it. So first of all, you want to open up objects list right here, and you want to load a specific file that's included with the SDK instance, which is called detail list final. You're able to make one yourself, but in this case, I'm just going to use it in the raw data. So it's included in raw data folder. Let's press it, and as you can see, each color correlates to a certain fauna. So wherever the color blue is, red 0, green 0, blue 255, it's all very specific color RGB values. It's going to be referencing a file that wherever blue is on this file, it will place detail deck DET of A, which is whatever this is. Don't worry about that. Yeah, it'll be wherever blue is, it'll be placing this plant right here. So let's go to it again. Object tool, so object list. So it looks like we say yeah. So whenever you load it, it'll say reinitialization needed. So what the hell is this? Snap list empty. So snap list is basically you're able to select objects on the map that for like commands that you're able to do. So in this case, let's so this is snap list right here. So first click this show/enable snap list, and you're able to enable snap list by pressing this button right here to go into snap list mode. If I start pressing stuff like this, as you can see, it'll be highlighted red. Let's just delete everything from here. And in our case, we're going to be adding fauna or detail objects on the floor right here. So let's click the floor. As you can see, it clicks the whole floor. And we can now, so there we go. The snap list is different for every edit mode right here. So for detail objects, it'll have a specific detail object snap mode. If you play around it with yourself, you'll see. So let's go to edit mode, object tools, reinitialize all. As you can see, you'll get a new error this time called base texture empty. So what the hell is this base texture? So remember what I mentioned about about how detail objects pulls from a file of where colors are on the map, and wherever those colors are related to like a fauna. So let's make a file. Let's make that file right there. So if you go to game data, textures, is it in here? Detail. Doesn't look like it's in here. It probably located in resource data again. So resources, textures. It's probably in DET. Yeah, DT. This is detail. So this is related to detail objects right here. So I guess let's just import this to textures. There we go. So once it's located, I think we may have to we probably have to restart the whole thing again. So let's just save this and close it. There has to be a better way of doing that without having to relaunch the editor. There probably is. I just don't know it. So let's restart it. Let's reopen our project file, levels, training camp. Does our snap list still exist? Detailed. Yep, their snap list is still here. So it looks like detail DET was reinitialized. So let's look at that DET texture folder real quick. So where's DET? As you can see, once you open up the DET file, you'll see all these detail map images. No, oops, I think I got the wrong one. So, but still import this detail one right here. I forgot the terrain. Yeah, there it is, terrain. So, terrain. In our case, let's find a detail map for let's find a detail map for anything. So here it is. So terrain MP railroad detail.thm. So let's copy this and bring it to our desktop right here. Let's open it with whatever tool you want. Looks like it cannot be recognized. 1 second, let me check something real quick. All right, I think I figured it out. So you want to go to game data, textures, terrain, and copy one of these .dds images right here. So copy, just paste it onto desktop right here. Want to open it up using like your paint editor, like your image editor of your choice. I'm using paint.net. Let's first remove everything from here. So just delete. There we go. Now we want to. So remember what I said in the object tools object list right here for wherever blue is, wherever 255 blue is, it will place this detail right here. So let's just add blue. Let's open our paint thing right here. Add 255 right there. And it'll now be this color right here. And let's just use our paintbrush. Biggest paintbrush size, and bigger than that. Biggest paintbrush, and just paint the whole damn thing blue. Go over it multiple times. Make sure it's all blue. This is just for demonstration. And once it's done, we can now save as terrain. In our case, training camp det.tga. And I think we can put it, I think it's either make a .dds. There we go. And make it as a .tga. Just in case if we need both. Looks like I already got the TGA one right here, so let's click out of it. So once you're done, we now want to input this. We now want to input this TGA file right here into our game data folder. So I think it's in terrain. We now want to add terrain training camp.det.tga. It can be any name you want. Just make sure it's a .tga. Looks like it's actually supposed to be TGA. Place it in there. And now we have this file. And let's go to, as if you remember, our error was it says base texture empty. We're able to place the path to the base texture, which is the texture that it places all the fauna with, by going to scene world properties. You can expand this out right here. Make sure to increase the window size if you wish, and it's a little smaller. If you're missing any settings for any of the tools, will probably in here, or preferences, not these preferences, in and properties. Oh yeah, properties window right here. Any settings for any tools will either be in properties or world properties. So go to either of these. In our case, for detail objects, you want to go to world properties. Let's scroll down to detail objects. And as you can see right here, objects per square, we're able to change that value. Here's the base texture. Make sure to place your path to wherever the base texture is. So in our case, we put it in terrain. Terrain MP training camp. Yeah, .det. Doesn't look like it's appearing here. So let's cancel that. Let's actually just add it. Add it as a DDS. I guess it does have to be DDS. Wow, not great at this. So as you can see, training camp.dds right here. And now let's select it. I hope it more properties. Detail objects to base texture. Terrain. This is our game data folder right here. Terrain. It's bigger. There we go. Training camp.det. As you can see, that's our texture. Texture change, reinitialize objects. And if we press reinitialize all again, maybe first initialization. There we go. Look, hooray! Our stuff appeared. So that's what I meant. It places all this like fauna everywhere on the ground, and that's it for detail objects. So let's save this. And if we try building it again, it should not give us an error. So we can, so there we go. It's done. Let's go to scene object and let's try building it again. Yeah. Process AI map failed and process wall marks failed. Let's do wall marks next. So it needs a wall mark before it's able to make the map. So this is wherever wall marks is. It needs a wall mark. So what the hell is a wall mark? So if we go into object, if we go into edit mode, you'll see a specific tool set for wall marks, and to put a wall mark on the container, you want to press the snap mode. Enter snap mode. Snap list. Let's click this container right here. And now you want to enter properties. So right click this, press properties, and it'll now pop up with this this option. And now we can assign a texture to this. So I don't know, is there any wall mark yeah, it should be in decal, and as you can see, there's a wall mark. We're able to praise it. There we go. And if we press add, hooray, we got a wall mark. All right, so it added that to the snap list right here, and you can add more if you wish. Add. There we go. So so it looks like we have our wall marks done. Let's try building it again. Make sure to save. Let's build it. And what new errors do we get this time? So process AI map failed, but everything else looks fun. Don't worry about this right here. This tries to compile it, as I remember. It tries compiling it right here. Don't worry about it. So what is process AI map failed? There's a few. I don't know why I'm not getting these errors. I got these errors when I was testing this video, and they're not appearing now, which is great. So whenever you're making a single player map, you want to whenever you're making a single player map, you need to add AI nodes. You need to add graph nodes and an actor spawn point. I'm not sure. Probably got these errors by trying to build the AI map. Yeah, AI map is empty. Yeah, AI map is empty. So what the hell is an AI map? This is probably what I meant to. This is probably what I meant to actually press. So you're able to add an AI map by going to edit mode. You want to go to AI map right here, and you'll now be given this little option. So let's enter snap list again. Enter snap list. Let's select the ground this time. Oh yeah, there we go. Press the ground, and we're now able to add we're able to add graph nodes and AI nodes, so that the AI in this game know, like, it basically allows them to know where the hell they're supposed to be going. You'll see in a few seconds. We go to object tools right here. Once you selected something with a snap list, you're now able to place like nodes on this. So if we go to add right here and we start pressing the ground, yeah, make sure to select add right here. Yep, look at that. It'll pop up with this thing right here. It's very obstructed by the fauna, but we can add these things. Add. Just make a big square of all this. I'm holding down the left click button right now. probably have to make this pretty large so that we can add our graph nodes to it. There we go. We just added a little space for our little nodes. And if we try building it again, build AI map. AI map is empty. That is not good. 1 second. Alright, I recreated everything. So once you place down your AI map, there's a few more things that we have to add before it's able to compile. Let's try building it again. Look, it's completing it, which is kind of concerning because there's a thing you have to add. Two very important things that you have to add before it's able to work, which is are located in the content, which is located in object. There's two more things you have to add, which is the actor spawn point and graph nodes. So go to scene object right here. And once that's done, let's try building it again. I don't know why it's not popping up these errors, because you need to have them. At least that's the first error I got. Quite literally the first error I got, and it's now just saying that you can add them. Whatever. It's exporting. It's exporting for some reason. It's exporting it for some reason. So there's two things you want to add. The first thing is you want to go to scene object, object tools, and you want to go to edit group items. I'm trying to find the correct tools. It's spawn element. I apologize. It's spawn element, and that will pop up. Yeah, it'll pop up these little edit group items right here. You'll have a new pop up. And you're now able to add a few important things. The first thing are graph nodes. So what the hell is a graph? So what's a graph node? Where is it? Zones, AI, AI, graph point. Yeah. So if we add a graph point right here, press add. These graph points have to be within the AI. Node area. So they can't be on the outside. So if this point is outside of this box right here, it won't work. They have to be inside the node point. And so these graph points are related to offline AI. So whenever you go out of a render, whenever you go out of the render distance of a specific AI in the game, the A life will go to these graph points and do whatever there. So they'll travel unrendered to these graph points as a simulation. So I just added one. Let's add another. There we go. And the next thing you want to add is an actor spawn point. So also, I'd recommend just placing it within the AI. Oops. Whatever. Press enter, add, and there we go. This is where our player character will spawn in the map. There's Deggy right there. And now it should be done. So if we press validate, validation okay, and if we press build and make, more like make and build, because that has to make first, then build it. You'll get, hopefully everything should come out okay. It doesn't look like there's any errors. Probably is an error right there. Remember in these make sure in these files, go find terrain MP training camp and place it in the in game data textures terrain, wherever it is. Yeah, place it in here. I'll just do it right now. Terrain. I hate finding all the crap for this. data mesh, yeah, textures, terrain MP training camp. There we go. It doesn't look. Is it in here? Training MP training camp. It does look like it's in here, but not the it does not contain the regular MP training camp files. It only contains the mask file. So terrain MP training camp. I think I just put all these files in here. Training camp. Oh, this is where the detail files are, as you can see. So where is it? Probably another file. Can't be it. Not it either. Yeah, there we go. Terrain color Pripyat. You're probably screaming at me. Terrain, training camp. Yeah, there it is. Training camp. This is where you can also find the detail ones. These are the official ones. Just place these in here. Go. Looks like it's already in there. God, I'm not good at reading. And hopefully this shouldn't pop up with this error anymore. Looks like everything was working. I'm still kind of confused about why it didn't give fatal errors about not having a graph points, AI maps, or this little actor spawn point right here, but whatever. To showcase what happens next, you want to go to want to open up your game data folder right here. I make this always on top. Look like you can. As you can see, in game data levels, every time you press make, it creates the level. It basically makes the level materials and puts them into your game data levels folder. So, so let's go to compile, make all. Make sure you want to build this level. Building okay. Looks like everything went on without a hitch. Yep. Like I said earlier, do not compile this. It will do with another program. So let's save this, log out, and I think we're done with that file for now. I think we're done with that for now. So now all we have to do is input it into the game, and you want to compile it next. To compile it, I got a instance of call Pripyat IXRay .1.2.1 right here. And first thing you want to do is, let's close this. Open up in the SDK instances compiler. I included this XR compiler 1.6.raw. You want to open this up, and you want to place everything inside of here into your SDK folder right here. As you can see, everything's in here. Oh God. It's probably going to pop up with more errors. So let's try. Let's open up the menu right here. So once you make it and it's put it inside game data right here, levels, once it's inside here, you're not able to select the compiler right here. So MP training camp. And now let's try making the geometry. It's probably going to fail because it failed for me on the first time. Please fail. Of course it doesn't fail. Why would it not fail? I want to show you all the trials and tribulations they went through. But it looks like it's working, and as you can see in our file, as it's compiling, it starts adding files inside this folder right here. It may take a while. If you're running a slow PC, not even just a slow PC. If you're running a PC, this will likely take a much longer time to get a complex map. So it's probably going to, for some bigger maps, it's probably going to take ages to compile. It looks like everything is running fine. I hope one of them fails catastrophically. So I can show you the error logs about what's wrong. This is supposed to be in multiple parts. I forgot about that. There we go. It's done. Now let's open it again. Let's open up the SDK folder. Open up the menu again, and now let's compile the grass. So open training camp again, and probably add more files into here. I don't know if we have to compile grass. You probably do. As you can see, there's a lot of options right here for this compiler. They're pretty simple. Sometimes if you're not getting things working, if some things aren't working correctly, you can edit these batch files right here, and you're able to edit the parameters of the compiler. So this is the actual compiler itself. It's located within bin compilers, and there it is. And so if you change the parameters by using by editing these batch files or whatever, or just copying another batch file, you can get some extra information about it from the help page right there, or you're able to find a README right here. I'd recommend opening it with Google Chrome and then using Google Translate to translate this whole thing. So there we go. Just close this out. Let's open the menu again. It's already open. Sorry. Let's compile the grass and see if it does anything. Yep, it's adding more files. There we go. Time elapsed 0.4 seconds. If you're having any errors with it, you'll find the errors in, I think, logs. No, not these logs. Logs. Yeah, there it is. You'll find logs of the compiler and app data, IXRay, logs, and compilers. If you're having any errors, you'll find the errors in these logs right here. You'll find the errors in some type of log somewhere. I'll just tell you that. Just keep searching the files and you'll find them eventually. I'm pretty sure they're located right here in logs. But now we compiled the grass. Now let's make the AI map. This will probably fail. I guess it doesn't fail. See, add another item, 26 items now. And, God, I don't know why it's not failing. Well, the fail that I had the first time was related to a missing texture. So if it's missing a texture, it will crash. So make sure to make sure to keep those textures in the game data folder right here. So let's now this is our spawn. Now this will add it into likely both into here and into another folder. So let's open up game data and open a new window right there. Let's see if they add any objects down here. But this is where you're able to craft your all.spawn with. So in spawns, let's take these out for now. Put them right here. And I guess you can place this editor back one in here. And we're now able to craft the all.spawn. So let's try building the graphs only. Let's be training camp. Build graphs only. Time elapsed. That Looks like it did absolutely nothing. Still the same items. Build spawn. Let's press build spawn and graph. It adds this spawn file right here, which I think you're able to add into all.spawn, a decompiled all.spawn in your regular. If you decompile this this spawn right here, this all.spawn file, if you decompile it, which I showed in another video, and you place this file maybe inside of it, it may work. I'm probably wrong about that. What I really wanted to do is, I'm pretty sure this is the all.spawn file that that we have right here. Looks like it's correct. Let's do it one more time, just in case. Build spawn only. Yeah, it looks like that did it. So this is the, I guess it's the all.spawn file if you want to have it as an all.spawn file. So let's rename it all. And what we do now is now we have all these now we have our compiled level and our all.spawn. You're able to add more. It's a spawn file. I'll show you what I mean. So let's so now we're able to import it into the game. So let's log out of here. Let's bring up our instance of Pripyat. This instance of Pripyat is running on the IXRay engine 1.21. I think it will work on just any regular Pripyat engine. This is what I'm used to working with. So now we can add our stuff. So go to game data, levels, and let's copy this. Training camp. Now let's go. Now let's change. Let's just rename this to all.spawn old, and input our new all.spawn. Now we just created. It's just the spawn file for the map we created. Now there's a few extra files you have to edit real quick. That'll show you. Let me go find the names of those files. 1 second. All right, now once you have both of these files inside levels and spawns right here, we got to change a few more files until we're actually able to play it in game. So here are the files you have to search for. The first one is game_levels.ltx. It's right here. Add it with Notepad. I'll put this one. Next one is game maps single. Open with that. And there's one more, which is called game_graphs. Like that. So there we go. Now let's look at these. I'm just using Notepad++. Use any file editor that you wish. These are all LTX files. So what we have to do now is we have to, first of all, let's go to game levels. You first want to enter new map level ID into game levels. So level 183. There we go. Now let's go all the way down here, and if you look it up, for example, Jupiter Underground, you'll see it right here is registered as level 158. And if we go to game data levels Jupiter _underground, you'll see it right here. I don't know what the hell the rest of these are, like Hein Solo Pripyat. Whatever. So let's go back to the bottom. copy a header right here. 183, level 183, name equals MP training camp, and caption is basically the same. There we go. I want to save that. Now the next one is game map single. Into here, you want to add the map we just created. So let's MP training camp. Make sure to put an equal sign right here. There we go. And another thing you want to do is at the bottom is enter a new map. MP training camp. And I just basically add the same parameters as like this, for example. Let's use Pripyat. I unfortunately don't know what this. I'm guessing that this represents like the music tracks. Obviously, I don't know what global rect is. That's all I want to say. There we go. Add those, and it looks like this is done right here. And the last one is game.graphs. In location 3 or whatever location you want to add in, pretty sure is 142 equals MP training camp. I think that's all you have to do. Press enter. And I think we are ready to go. Let's close out of this. Let's open up our Call of Pripyat instance. Let's play it. Oh, I do not want to edit that. What is admin? Here we go. Starting up. Damn. It's probably something. Can you close out, please? One second. All right, everyone, I'm back. I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong. The one change I made is that I went to the IXRay GitHub page and I downloaded the developer build. Engine plus assets. I have this file right here. Let me just close out of this. So this is the file right here. You basically want to drag and drop all this into a Call of Pripyat folder, which I have right here. So what I basically did is I just grabbed all this. I put inside here, and it now works. So there's one other thing I did. There's one other thing I did different, which is actually a few things. So here's all my files I had right here. MP training camp and game graphs. This is the only change I made right here. Added 142 MP training camp and game app single. I added this new header file with Pripyat music, and I also made a change up right here to add it to the level map single. And for the game levels, level 183, ID 183, MP training camp. I also added level 183 up here. Another change I made is that I slightly altered the compilation of the file. So let's close out of this. If we go back to the STALKER 1 SDK right here. So what I did differently is instead of using the menu, I basically instead of using this menu right here, let's go to game data. Instead of using the menu, I went to spawn. Let's open up the spawns folder. I went to make spawn right here. I edited it, and I replaced Zaton, which is usually right here, with MP training camp, out all, and once I clicked it, it started compiling. There we go. Got all.spawn, and I put this all.spawn inside of spawn, game data spawns, all right there. As you can see, it's very small now, just all this. And that's all the changes I did. I apologize, guys. I'm not sure what else I did. I might have made a typo somewhere. But I guess we can just go into the game now and see. Everything is exactly the same. So if we go to CoP Pripyat Unpacked, I'm running on the Debug version of IXRay engine, version 1.2.1, which is the developed version. I open it up. It may only work on IXRay version 1.21 developer build, which I have right here. It may only work on this version. I don't know why it would. But if we go to New Game, STALKER, and here we go. It'll play the intro cutscene, and we're right here. We're Zora Fist, which is the automatically generated name. But other than that, we compile the map. It's in here. If you want to do different things, this is only scratching the surface of what you can do with the SDK. I just wanted to give a somewhat brief rundown of like a very basic thing you could do with it, because there's not a lot of information about the SDK online anymore. It's decades old. I wish there was more info about it, so I made this very ad-libbed video about it, just for whatever reason. So that's basically all I wanted to share with this video. Also in the description, I'll include a bunch of links to a lot of websites I found useful for what I found out today. I'll include GSC Backup, the link to this. I'll include this. And that's basically all you have to do. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you found the video somewhat useful, even though it was very unplanned and ad-libbed. I didn't follow a script or anything, so I apologize if it wasn't the best. I know that. But that's all I wanted to share. Hope you have a good day, everyone. Take care.